This is There Goes My Money.
All right, welcome everyone to another episode of There Goes My Money on this lovely day, August 20th, 2017, episode number 28. We've done 28 episodes of this already. The day before the solar eclipse, when the world will probably go crazy. With me today, I have the host that everyone wants to be, John DeLuna.
What's up, Diecast? What are you doing on your the final 15 hours of civilization?
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep. Yeah, right after this is just sleep and get up and go to work and
I'm gonna sleep through the apocalypse.
yeah. And then also with us we have Jason Kirk, our executive producer.
All right. I do want to be John DeLuna as well. So just to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
But
it's only because I have like a Comic-Con Revolution box behind me.
Yes.
It's just that specific reason.
It is very nice. And thank you for adding the executive producer. Now I feel special.
Yeah, that's very important.
Yes.
That's a different tax bracket for sure.
Oh, crap. Anyway, have a good accountant.
But let's go ahead and get right into the show. First thing we got, an official Hasbro product, Titans Return Leader Overlord, has popped up at all your normal places for $46.99, which is your typical leader class price nowadays. And it looks really good. I mean, This is one we've all been anticipating and waiting for. We knew what this mold was supposed to be. Initially, when they teased Titans Return, they teased Overlord. Back at BotCon of last year.
Yep.
So this figure's a long time coming. And, of course, they gave us Sky Shadow, the repaint first, as they've done recently with their Titans Return figures.
Yeah, pre-tooling or whatever they're referring to these ones as.
Oh, is that what they call them?
That's what I've heard people refer to them as. Yeah, they're the pre-tool of what they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But for the most part, people who've bought Sky Shadow really enjoy them, so Hasbro seemed to do well with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people were like, I'm not going to buy Sky Shadow, and then they're like, I really want that mold. I'll just go ahead and get it.
Waiting is not an option.
I mean, we've had a good 6 months with Sky Shadow now before, at least 6 months, I would say, that Sky Shadow's been out before Overlord comes out.
It's been a while. This is also one where we've got the interesting situation of pre-orders for Hasbro and Takara's versions basically at the same time on a lot of these sites.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they come out at different times, like the temptation to pre-order one or the other, like the choice is yours right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in what you want to do on this, John, because I know you always lean towards the Takara version, but I kind of like the Hasbro version on this.
I mean, like that's my gimmick with Titans Return right now is that I don't always go import, but I decided like that was going to be my thing for Titans Return. So when in doubt, I defer to the Takara one. So I'm gonna. I think it's not probably the wisest decision, but I'm going to stick to that plan with this one and wait for Legends LG60 Overlord. Now it's $90.
Ooh.
So it's I said this was a dumb decision, but I'm accepting it. So it is like effectively double the price, and the paint scheme is just it's different. I mean, I'm not willing to say it's worse. It's different. It's obviously like just going for something completely different, which I get, than Hasbro. So this has happened a couple times, more than that probably, in Titans Returns, where there's not one that I would say is like clearly better than the other. They're going for two different things. So I'm just sticking to the gimmick. gonna live the gimmick here and make an unwise purchase in Legends Overlord. But Hasbro Overlord's clearly probably the better deal, and he looks good. There's been lots of people who have gotten him one way or another, like either at I guess he is at retail, right, on a very like hard to find basis. Then some people have finagled early copies and stuff. So I mean, like, you know, he's been reviewed and critiqued out there, but yeah, this is the first sign that he's going to be widely available for online purchase. So I'm sure a lot of people are excited. Yeah,
I know Chris from RFC already picked one of these up. He got his through Robot Kingdom, and he said there's a lot of paint on it, and he really likes it. He did review it at T-Former's YouTube page, and he really enjoyed it. So, and he held it over our heads that he got this figure early. So, definitely, if you want to check it out before a lot of reviews get out there, definitely check out Chris's review. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, I did pre-order the Hasbro version, so I'm not spending twice as much on it like some people, John. But, yeah, I'm not even going to try to pretend that I'm going to see him in retail anytime soon. I saw a couple Sky Shadows a few months ago, and I don't think I've seen another leader since then. And yeah, I'm definitely going with Hasbro because it's more the IDW, you know, last stand of the records look, which that's the way to get me in. So as soon as he's ready, as soon as he's available, he's mine. He's in my hands.
Yeah, I'm going with the Hasbro too, just because it looks fine. I mean, the Takara didn't wow me enough to say I want to get that, and even when Takara does, like, I'm looking at Octone, and you know, I'm basically buying a $40 Octone to get a clear Starscream head. So
the things we do. The things we do.
Yeah,
you can't justify crazy, but
we try.
We try.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we do plenty of crazy things through the year. So you can take a break from being crazy here and there. You're allowed.
And next up on the list, we have Make Toys MTRM-11 Meteor, which is their G1 attempt at a Starscream.
Really good attempt, I think, too.
Scale. Yeah, it looks pretty good. The only thing that kind of bothers me is those chest missile flaps just kind of hanging out there in his vehicle mode, which just look odd from almost every angle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they haven't posted any scale photos, right? It's just the painted prototype. So, I mean, it's pretty far along, I guess, but it's not like next to any official Masterpiece stuff yet, right?
That I've seen.
They have a couple pictures of him posing with Despotron, which is a Masterpiece scale Megatron also from Make Toys. So it definitely is that Masterpiece size, but I haven't seen anything from an actual, you know, Takara or Hasbro Masterpiece.
I mean, I'm sure they're not going to be off on scale, but it will be nice to see direct comparisons for sure. I like him. I mean, I would say the only thing in robot mode that I have any kind of problem with is his legs from like the knees down are a little plain, but I know that's kind of the trend now with Masterpiece proper to be accurate to the cartoon model, even if that means kind of oddly plain elements or lack of elements on the toys. And the other thing is, I think it's going to be really hard to get it right. But you know, his face, it's good, it's okay. I think Starscream probably has actually just a really hard face to like capture. It's kind of, I don't know. I think just in general, it's hard to get. Like, are you going to go for the toy, or are you going to go for are you going to just do everything you can to nail the cartoon model face? That can be kind of weird and disturbing if you go too far. He's got he's got a really kind of hard face to nail, I think. Takara did it with Megatron, I feel, second time around for sure. So when they redo the Seeker mold, I have high expectations for that. But admittedly, that's a really tough one. I'm not sure if Meteor nails it, but like I said, it's not easy. It's not easy to do a really good Starscream head sculpt.
Yeah, I agree. He's one of the most animated faces in G1, certainly. And now you got me thinking about just talking about redoing that Seeker mold if Takara is going to tackle that soon, because we've been asking for that since MP10, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I mean, you got the MP11 mold, which I believe was Starscream, and but that was just a slight modification of what we had already. I think we really deserve a redone Seeker mold.
Well, that'll be the first time they do a third take, right? On something.
I don't know if you can count that as a second, though.
Maybe not.
I mean, like does the first Starscream count? He has to count, right? We count MP1 as the first prime.
Right. So we count the first Starscream. I'm just thinking MP11's more like a 1.5 rather than a
thing.
I would tend to agree with that. Masterpiece MP11 was my first masterpiece I got, and I've seen people handle their, what was it, MP7 was the original Seeker 3,
something like that.
And
it was 3 actually. Yeah,
3. Okay, and there's kind of like the shoulders don't hold together and stuff like that. So it's definitely an improvement. But yeah, I kind of agree with Diecast. It's not really a redo; it's more of a retool, kind of, for Masterpiece, I think.
Yeah, I guess they touched up some of the more kind of like mech elements of MP3, where I guess they started to decide to go away from whatever MP1 through 3 is clearly not what Masterpiece is now. So no, yeah, it's not like a piece of art. Like I feel like those first few they were kind of like really playing up, like this was designed by so and so, and this was kind of like a interpretation. And they dropped that pretty fast. So
yeah, I can agree with that.
I expect the next Starscream will be like a hardcore cartoon model, which is going to be awesome if they can pull it off, for sure.
Yeah, I think the way Masterpiece is going, that's probably what they would try and do.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, this one's trying to do that, I think. I mean, when I look at it, I think that's where they're going, right? I mean, certainly, like when you look like from the waist down, they're trying, right? I mean, Meteor's trying to be cartoony. That's the vibe I get.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
And if anything, it makes Despotron. It looks way better than Despotron. I don't think Despotron's aged very well, especially with Masterpiece Megatron. And like you said, John, with like the face sculpt, they nailed it on him. So that's definitely a weakness on Despotron, but I think they did okay with Starscream, so I don't think that'll be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna surprise a lot of people. I'm actually gonna pass on this.
Whoa!
My gosh! Are you too afraid that we're gonna get another Starscream soon, or do you just not like this guy?
I'm hopeful. It's just there's not enough there, I think, to make me want to go in on another Starscream.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you go in on this guy, like if you commit to this guy, then you're committing to 5 more.
Pretty much.
Probably too, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe best to set this one out for your wallet.
What are you guys going to do on this one?
Well, I have Masterpiece Starscream MP11, so if anything, I might consider if Takara does redo it. I mean, I do really like the look of them, but I think 120 is a little too rich for my blood.
Yeah, the same. Like I pick and choose. I'm pretty picky for Masterpiece stuff, but if we got a new Seeker mold and it was really good, I would go for that, not this, because like I said, I mean, it's a bittersweet joke, but yeah, when you commit to a Seeker mold in any line, if you're serious about it, it is at least 6 versions of that mold. So you're in for a long ride for sure. That's not even counting like the stuff like Sunstorm and Acid Rain and whatever weirdness that they come up with to kind of like, I don't know, just kind of get creative with it. I mean,
additional mold money.
Yeah. And I mean, think about it. You might be buying 8 of these like before it's all said and done. That's crazy. So I got to love it if I'm going to start that.
Now, if I'm at a con or something next year and I see them for a little cheaper, I might consider that. But yeah, it's got to be a pretty dramatic drop in price. And
then next up on the list, we have something that's certainly not light to your wallet. We have MAS-01 for Nemesis Prime, Mega 18-inch action figure limited edition. And this is the Toy Alliance Mega, what do they call it? Mega Action. So, but he doesn't really have any action because it's the huge, gigantic Prime that I just got, just repainted in Nemesis colors. And I'll show it on camera. I just got the batteries for this guy, and the electronics for the lights is actually absolutely beautiful.
So this is actual licensed third party. You get articulation, but it sacrifices transformation, basically, right? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then the chest, the Matrix has lights too. Sorry, I'm talking away from the microphone.
We can
The
hear you.
Matrix has lights too.
Oh, that's
to light
bright.
up. So, yeah, really, really bright. It's all plastic. There's no die cast. He is pretty. I mean, he's big, but he's not heavy. But the paint is nice. There are some areas where they missed a little bit of paint, so it's like it's crisp in some areas, and some areas it's like it's really strange. It's not what you would expect. Like, it's not a figure that has horrible paint, and it has really good in places. There's just places it's not perfect.
Do you think they were going for like a chipped look or like a worn? It doesn't look
definitely
like
not
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it looked pristine otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess it's just QC, huh?
yeah. He's really big.
He's really beefy too. Like it looks like he's got thick legs and thick arms, and he's just kind of wide.
Yeah, yeah. But superposable, just because, I mean, you better make him superposable if he's not transforming.
Oh yeah.
There's just
forget that.
This one is one's $200. What was Prime for the normal one?
Prime was $180, so this is $20 more for a limited. I'm not sure how well that sold. I other than me, I haven't known anyone that picked that up.
I've seen a couple pictures of people. A couple people on Twitter have put up pictures of it, so some people are getting it.
Okay. But yeah, there's a couple nice pictures of him, and of course the Nemesis has the red matrix and the red eyes instead of the blue, which looks really nice, on a Nemesis Prime.
Yeah, and it's guaranteed to have. Yeah, okay, it also has LEDs, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's nice, and that one you have looks nice too. But again, we're talking about money here. That's that's a lot.
One of the reasons I got this one is unless I dreamed this, I swear it's been announced that they're going to do a Megatron also. So, and that's to have a large scale non-transforming but looks really good Megatron and Optimus from the same company, that was appealing to me. So if it was just the Prime, I probably wouldn't have gone in on this, but because it was, there's a Megatron coming out down the line, that's why I jumped on it.
I can understand that. I think even though I'm not personally going to go down this rabbit hole. It is actually easier for me, like it sounds like it is for you, Diecast, to buy stuff when it's not a one-off, even though you're kind of like, now you're stuck, like kind of like buying the line of stuff. But like if that was like just a one-off Prime, I would have had a harder time buying it. Versus what it sounds like when you're gonna have at least 2 or 3, maybe a few more things in the line to kind of pair it with. It's a lot easier for me to kind of dive into something if I'm prepared to buy multiples of it, and if it's more than just a one-off. One-off stuff is sometimes hard for me to wrap my brain around. I guess it's the collector thing. Like I want to collect things. So if it's just kind of a flying saucer on my shelf, that can be it can be tough. But even though it's more money, if there's like, you know, some stuff to the collection, if it is a collection, I'm probably way more inclined to consider it for sure.
Yeah, it's just, I love the way it looks, both this and the one you have diecast. Like if I was going for, I have no problem with having like just an articulated statue. I know some people are absolutely against the idea of having a transformer doesn't transform, but this would be great for the collection. But I'm not in that tax bracket we joked about earlier with the, so I can't.
We haven't sent the contract yet for the executive producer role. I don't think Kilby has worked it out on the pay scale.
Okay, well, once the ink's dry on the dotted line, I'll consider this my my gift to myself.
You might get paid in things like this versus actual cash. You never know how he operates.
That would be the best payment ever. I'll take it.
It's the beer and pizza to college kids. It's,
absolutely.
Transformer toys to us. It's actually better than American currency.
Exactly.
And then finally today we have Mech Planet, the Hot Soldiers, HS-07 Iron Tin. Now this is the company that did the little sound wave.
Okay.
And I don't know, was this a knockoff or was this original for them? It's so hard to tell.
No, isn't there someone's upscaling it for the knockoff, right? Isn't someone doing it Voyager size? I think maybe.
I think this is a knockoff company that's kind of doing the Huajiang route and kind of branching out a little bit, because I think this is their own design.
Yeah. So,
but it's only $17.99 and it's a legend scale size figure, so not that much more than a Takara or Hasbro Legends class figure.
No.
That looks pretty decent. I really like the look of this guy, and I kind of can't wait to pick him up.
Yeah, I like the sound wave. I've thought about that. And actually, this is a cool little guy. I mean,
for sure.
The chest is, it isn't anything crazy special, but it's definitely Ironhide. There's no doubt about that. So, as far as what they're going for with the aesthetic, that's great. And again, for that price, you can take a chance on it. And if it isn't something you love, sell it for $10 or just keep it and realize you only spent $17. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. This is like definitely something that I would pick up on a whim at a convention.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And this is something Brian's always said, like his favorite scale is the legend scale, and I always kind of like cringe when I hear that. But I've been picking up more and more of that size, and it's definitely, that class has grown on me, especially because I think they've gotten more involved with the transformations and the looks of the characters at that size, that it's become a really interesting size class figure. God, that's hard to think about, size class. But it's been probably the most interesting size we've had in a while.
I think we can thank Iron Factory for that, because people really are enjoying what they're doing with the Legends class figures. So probably a big part of that is due to them. Now for Ironhide here, like in the vehicle mode, like the windows aren't great. The side windows are low panelly and not perfect, but again, $18. If you don't love it, you didn't, you're still paying your mortgage for the month. This isn't Nemesis Prime from, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got all the stuff from, he's got all the things you would expect from Ironhide. So he's got the weapons bay and the robot mode, or the robot's separate from the weapons bay. And it looks like he's got a couple of handguns. There's a lot of cool little things going on with him. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know if, to me, he would probably be an add-on to a bigger order, or certainly if I saw him for like $20 or $17, I guess, at like TFCon or something like that. For sure. I mean, I might pick him up and maybe one of his line mates if there are other ones kind of laying around on a table. For sure. He looks fun. He looks like a fiddly little desk toy. Looks cool in all of his modes. Like I said, he's got everything you would expect from an Ironhide, a G1 Ironhide toy. I guess if so long as the quality's good, he seems really neat.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll get a Ratchet out of this at least. Is there anything they can do other than Ratchet? Or, I mean, is that really like the extent of it?
Pretty much.
I mean, there's probably like e-hobby stuff, and like they could do a black one, right? That is there a green one? No, am I crazy? I'm getting old. These recolors and weird Takara exclusives are running together. But anyway, you could do Diaclone stuff and what have you.
Yeah, and if it's releasing in September, like it says, TFCon, end of September, maybe I can grab him, and I definitely want that Soundwave. If I see Soundwave, I'm getting him. If I get a good look at Ironhide and he looks at least as good as the pictures show, then I don't have any problem throwing down $18 for him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
TFCon can be very fun and very expensive for me this year.
Yeah. Got to keep your impulses like low, down, depressed.
Right.
Can't get too handsy.
Nope.
So, before we go, did anyone get anything interesting this week? John, I think there's something behind you that might be.
Oh, I mean, I didn't get, technically that wasn't this week, but I do have like the San Diego stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, that's interesting, guys. So, I mean, it's a really good box set. Revolution set's really good. Primitive Prime's really good. It's picky and it's personal. I get it. So I mean, don't mind me. It is a little weird getting effectively Takara Jetfire, Legends Jetfire in that box set. I'm sure it's really cool for 99% of the people out there. If you have Takara Jetfire, it effectively is that again. So feel free to sell off the extra one if you're inclined to, like I might be. But that is actually a really good mold. I forgot how good that is, even though it's sat on my shelf for, I guess, a couple of years at this point, maybe more than that, 3 or 4. But it is really good. It's kind of overlooked, too. I feel like it kind of came and went. But for a G1 Skyfire, Jetfire thing, they did a really good job with him. And so he kind of gets overlooked. And so even though it's in a convention-exclusive box set, it is nice that they gave him a whirl again and gave people like another shot at getting that mold. Because it's worth the time to have and to look over and to pick up. But everything else is cool. Like I said, Primitive Prime's good. The 3 3/4 figures, they're all good. It's just neat to have all those properties back in your collection. So I enjoyed it. I maybe for next show, if I'm on next show, I've got some stuff on order. I didn't get it in time for the show, but that Siege on Cybertron set I got from Big Bad. So that's somewhere. It's somewhere on a truck somewhere. So
yeah, mine is too. Only it's not coming to me. It's going to Eric. I gave up on it. I gave up on it. As soon as they said we weren't getting God Bomber, I said, well, I guess I'm not really too worried about that Prime then.
Yeah, that's kind of a domino effect to that for sure.
Yeah.
But I've seen some people. I guess some people have like called the audible. I guess of taking that. So people who already have like the Takara combination of what you need to make God Jinrai, they I guess I never thought about this. I guess if you're inclined to display God Jinrai and Power Master Prime, Magnus Prime, whatever, separately, I guess this is your shot. I guess in my head, like most people, I was thinking like, well, if I have a duplicate, I'm gonna sell it. There's gonna be a lot of like lonely Magnus Primes on eBay, but I guess I never thought about that. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people who don't want to pick up. I guess who don't feel like they need to recoup a few nickels and dimes on that box set. They're displaying them separately because I guess Power Master Prime and God Jinrai are two separate things, I suppose. So
yeah,
your shelf has just got a lot of Prime, a lot of Optimus Prime going on all of a sudden. But people are doing that. They're hanging on to the whole box set, even though they have some duplication if they've already got that Takara combination. So
yeah.
Jason, what about you?
Well, I finally got Cup. Or at least a Cup with a good face. The Cup, I got a Cup a couple months ago that the face was all screwed up, so I just left him in the box. So I'm doing an exchange of the new one. They'll never know.
Screwed up how, if you don't mind me asking?
The paint's like glopped on the one side. So if I couldn't find another one, I was just gonna chalk it off to Cup being, war torn and beat up. But it was pretty gnarly looking. Yeah. So that wave's complete. God only knows if I'm going to see any of Wave 5. I have Misfire on order. I have Takara Misfire actually on order. Don't know if I'm ever going to see Windblade or the other one. I always confuse Top Spin and
Twin Twist. I do the same thing.
Yeah. So whichever one of those is coming out Wave 5, hopefully I see them. Now, a little off topic, but still, I got the little 8-inch, or the smaller versions of the Voltron team. Of the Legendary Defender. So, I haven't been able to open them up and combine them, but it's basically just downscaled, like 50% from the, the 16-inch one. But it fits a little better on my shelf. It was a little cheaper. And I bought all 5 of them, and the next day I went back to the store, and they were all 5 restocked. So they must have had them in the back waiting for someone to come buy them because they were all there again. So, hopefully, if you want them, you can go get them. But I'm excited to get this guy together once I actually have a little bit of free time.
And just now, as we're recording the show, I got a tweet from Soy Rapido at Soy Rapido on Twitter saying that he got Transformers Returns or Titans Returns Transformers. Ooh, long night. Siege on Cybertron. So some of our fans are actually also getting that in hand, and that's awesome. Thank you for tweeting at us. He tweeted at me at
like
Diecast 2. It didn't say, so probably from Big Bad. But yeah, he tweeted at me at Diecast 2, which you can do if you get anything. We may mention you on the show. We may also talk about, what everyone's been getting. And he put pound or hashtag there goes my money.
Oh, there you go.
Which is awesome.
Nice.
Thank you for doing that. That is absolutely awesome. And please, anyone who listens to the show, feel free to do that on Twitter, or you can put it on the Facebook page at RFC Reviews, Reviews by Diecast, and just talk about something I got, which I immediately tweeted at Melvar. I got the Shark Ticons. Because that's the only difference is they just threw an extra T in there. And this is the artwork. I'm not sure what artist did this, but this was stolen artwork that they did for a stolen toy because it's the Legend Sharkticon, and they do a 3-pack of them. But they did add wrist swivels, and they added extra antennas for the little Sharkticons, which is kind of cool. You can see up there the the extra antennas. And 2 of them are the same color, and then one is almost like a clear purple, which is kind of cool. I guess that's supposed to be the leader.
Oh, nice.
And then you have the regular 2 up there. So, just more Sharkticons to add to the collection. And, I kind of like, not every Sharkticon is exactly the same.
Yes.
But yeah, I bought 2 boxes of them, so I have 6 of these guys. So, I have 2 clear ones and the 4 other ones, and then like the 8 Hasbro ones that I bought. So I have a nice little Sharkticon army.
I only have 3 of the Hasbro, but still, I'm happy with 3. How much? Do you mind saying how much that box set was there?
Oh,
because I am very much intrigued. They look cool.
It's so hard to say with conversion.
Oh yeah, I mean just ballpark it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say I think it cost me about $12 for the box.
Wow,
yeah, I'd do that
for sure.
Nice.
You'll have to tell us how they are quality-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even get to play with them honestly yet. So because it came in on Friday and I worked all weekend. So, but yeah, that was the one item that I wanted to make sure I mentioned on the show.
I need I need like a direct link to your shopping cart before you order anything, so I can look and go, I want one of those, one of those.
Yeah. The problem is shipping's always like rolling a dice. You never know exactly how much shipping is going to be, because it goes to a shipping depot and then they hold all your stuff, and then once you're ready to ship it, they give you the price.
Oh yeah.
So it's like kind of like, rolling the dice. That's why the big Prime that I got, I actually overpaid for a little bit, but because with the shipping factored in. Ouch. And this is the part of the show where we want to talk about if you like our shows and you like all of the Radio Free Cybertron TF Radio podcasts, that you can help us by doing your regular Amazon shopping by going to Amazon.com, or I'm sorry, our tfradio.net/Amazon. We have so many web links, but it's tfradio.net/Amazon. And just do your regular Amazon shopping, and they'll send us a couple pennies just to help us keep the lights on and keep the shows going. Anything else you guys want to talk about this week? Or
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time. And make sure, if you want, check us out at tfradio.net.
# there goes my money.
This has been There Goes My Money.